Okay, let's get into this wild drama that's heating up fast. Word on the street is Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni, just popped back up out of nowhere. And she ain't staying quiet. Remember back in 2020 when Diddy went online, playing the hero like he snatched Ava off the streets and saved her life? Yeah, well, that savior act didn't age well because not long after, Ava just straight up disappeared. No updates, no red carpet appearances, no interviews, nothing, just gone like a ghost. But now, Ava's back. And she's not coming empty-handed. The buzz is that she's allegedly sitting on some serious dirt, not just on Diddy himself, but on his sons too. And guess whose name is getting dragged into this the most? Christian. Yep, Christian Combs. Now people are starting to ask some serious questions. Was Christian deeper in his dad's mess than anybody thought? Did he have something to do with whatever Ava went through? Because from what folks are saying, things are looking real shady for him right now. So let's backtrack real quick for those who might be wondering, wait, who even is Ava Baroni? Let me remind you. Flashback to 2020, right during lockdown, Diddy did something nobody expected. Out of nowhere, he popped up with a young white girl named Ava Baroni and claimed he was adopting her. He even changed her name to Ava Baroni Combs like she was part of the family for real. He went live on Instagram, smiling, showing her off like she was the newest Combs edition, like a new toy he just unwrapped. It felt weird back then, and now it's coming back around with a whole new layer of drama. People were straight up confused when Ava vanished just as quickly as she appeared. One minute she was all over Diddy's social media, the next, poof. No updates, no sightings, not even a mention. Total silence, and that silence lasted for years, like until Diddy's legal drama started hitting the fan. For the longest time, folks were asking, where did Ava go? Why was she so determined to stay out of sight? Now we might finally have the answer. Word on the block is that Ava's stepping forward on her own terms to speak on what really went down inside Diddy's mansion, and let's just say, it wasn't all fun and games. In fact, what she's allegedly revealing could have Christian scrambling for legal backup real quick. Her claims are sounding serious enough that people are saying he might need a lawyer as soon as possible. Back in the day, Diddy's move to adopt Ava came off like a wow moment, like he was doing something powerful and kind during lockdown. People were clapping it up online, calling him noble, generous, even selfless. But now it's giving calculated, real calculated. Looking back, the whole thing is raising some serious red flags, massive ones. First off, fans started pointing out how weird it was that Ava was only ever seen surrounded by Diddy and his sons. That's it. No other friends, no peers, just them. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Those same sons have been linked to super sketchy stuff. Justin has been accused of allegedly helping Diddy find girls, and Christian? He's been sued for allegedly assaulting a woman. Imagine if that happened in today's climate. It would blow up instantly and have every siren going off. But like I said, nobody really knew what was going on behind the scenes back then. The thing that really caught people off guard was Ava herself. Her whole vibe just felt off. She didn't look excited or grateful. Her body language was stiff, her expression looked uneasy, and the energy in that room was awkward as hell. Folks watching could feel it through the screen. It wasn't just one or two people either. A lot of viewers noticed it and started asking real questions. Was it just a weird, uncomfortable moment caught on camera? Or was there something darker going on that the cameras didn't catch? And think about it. If you were adopted off the streets during a global pandemic by a billionaire music mogul, wouldn't you be smiling from ear to ear? Most people would be jumping with joy over an opportunity like that. But Ava? She looked like she wanted out of that room as soon as possible. There was no warmth, no connection, no comfort, just tension. That's when the red flags really started waving and people began digging. What made the suspicion worse was how fast Ava dipped out after that video. She just vanished, like the whole thing never happened. No follow-ups, no appearances, no mentions. Gone. And let's be real. As messed up as it sounds, it's sadly not unheard of for adoptive families, especially the super rich and powerful ones, to treat adopted kids like accessories and then push them aside when the attention fades. It's cold, but it happens. Some families out here really treat adopted kids like they're returnable merch, like toys they can just toss once they get bored. So when Ava vanished out of the blue, fans started seriously raising eyebrows. At first, people assumed maybe she got kicked to the curb, like she was just another forgotten project. But now, the whispers are saying it might have been way worse than anyone imagined. Allegedly, Diddy didn't just treat Ava badly, he might have used her for his own personal gain. More and more people believe the whole adoption story was nothing but a carefully staged publicity stunt right in the middle of the pandemic. That feel-good story made Diddy look like some heroic father figure, all generous and selfless, just when folks needed hope the most. But once the cameras stopped rolling, so did the act. Ava faded from the picture like she was never even part of the family in the first place. It's giving fake love. It's giving manipulation. The timing, the rollout, the disappearance, none of it feels real anymore. And the tea keeps getting hotter. Rumor is Diddy found Ava while she was homeless, promised her the world, then used her image to polish his own. All that better life talk, pure smoke and mirrors. Behind closed doors, it was reportedly all for show. Zero real care. Zero real bond. Just optics. Even Gene Deal, who's been in the game for a long time, hinted that industry insiders already know what's up with Diddy. According to him, that polished public persona Diddy pushes, it's nothing but a mask to hide who he really is behind the scenes. And so now you're probably wondering what actually happened to Ava and why is her name blowing up all over again? Well, buckle up. Word on the street is that Ava was allegedly used by none other than Christian Combs. Yeah, Christian. Of all the men in Diddy's mansion, he's the one catching accusations tied to her, and that alone is raising serious eyebrows. People are talking, and the gossip goes that Diddy and Justin were too busy wrapped up in their so-called freak-off sessions to even notice or care what was really going down in the house. Meanwhile, Christian? He allegedly turned his attention to the only girl around who wasn't biologically related. That girl was Ava. And get this, Christian's not new to accusations. In fact, he's the only one out of all Diddy's kids who's actually been hit with a lawsuit by a woman before. Yup, that case was filed last year and it's already getting ugly. Christian's legal team, let's be real, probably backed by Diddy's lawyers, tried to get the lawsuit tossed out just a few days ago. But the judge shut that down quick. That motion was denied, which means the case is officially heading to trial. And when a judge refuses to dismiss something like this, that means there's real weight behind the allegations. Not a good look for Christian at all. So what's the case even about? Let's break it down. Back in April of last year, a yacht stewardess named Grace O'Mark filed a lawsuit against Christian. She claimed she was 25 years old and working aboard a luxury yacht called Victorious in December 2022 when Christian rented it for a holiday getaway. But this wasn't just a chill vacation. Oh no, according to the court documents, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, allegedly had full control over the yacht, the staff, the layout, everything. What started off as a family holiday apparently turned wild real quick. The yacht allegedly turned into a non-stop adult playground, full of celebs like French Montana and Cuba Gooding Jr. Staff were reportedly disrespected on the daily. Suspected adult workers were passed out all over the place. And the liquor? It was so sketchy. Even the crew couldn't tell which bottles were spiked. It was chaos. And if Christian's already being tied to something like this, it makes Ava's sudden disappearance hit even harder. And it gets even more disturbing. The lawsuit didn't stop with the party scene and chaotic vibes. Grace went on to drop serious accusations. She claimed that Christian Combs allegedly tried to touch her inappropriately and even tried to force himself on her multiple times. Each time, she said she managed to avoid him, until one night when things took a terrifying turn. According to the suit, Christian allegedly asked her to find him a place to sleep since no guest cabins were free. Trying to keep it professional, she pointed him to the cinema room, which had just one door in and out. But when she walked in, Christian followed behind her and then blocked the exit. That's when things went left real fast. Grace said she backed away into a corner, but Christian allegedly turned aggressive. The report says he physically cornered her and started acting wild, like completely out of control. She claimed he kept advancing on her, and despite her pushing him back over and over, he refused to stop. Then comes the most chilling part. Christian allegedly stripped off all his clothes right in front of her. The report says he was fully exposed and tried to force her to perform oral acts on him. Grace said she fought him off with everything she had, and thank God, just in time, her partner walked in. That moment apparently shocked Christian enough for her to finally escape the room. But when she reported what happened, instead of support, she got fired from the yacht. Grace also shared that the trauma didn't stop there. Her partner allegedly couldn't cope with the aftermath, and the incident took a toll on their relationship. This lawsuit is dark, and it's no surprise that people are now connecting the dots with Ava and asking what she might have been put through behind those same closed doors. Grace O'Mark didn't just walk away with physical bruises, she carried deep emotional scars, too. The lawsuit says she struggled with severe anxiety, panic attacks, developed an eating disorder, and even had thoughts of ending her life. That's how serious the trauma ran. And now, word on the streets is that Christian allegedly did the same exact thing to Ava while she was staying at the Combs mansion. Yeah, that's the real reason people are saying Ava disappeared. The rumor is she didn't just leave. She ran. She couldn't take it anymore. And when you connect those dots, it's heartbreaking. But now, with Diddy sitting in jail and Christian's name getting dragged into court, Ava's finally finding the courage to speak out. And let's just say, it's not looking good for the Combs family. Insiders are whispering that Ava might actually be getting ready to take the stand in this ongoing trial. And if that happens, oh, it's gonna blow this whole thing wide open. This could be the moment everything explodes. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Because this story is far from over.